I've always been a Nintendo fanboy. I grew up with the GameCube and the Game Boy, and I had a PS2, of course.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of that stuff, but that really is where my gaming roots started.
Same. Yeah, same, man.
Nintendo, man.
It's a really good way to put that.
Sega Genesis, and Nintendo. I would say those were my earlies.
Yeah, I had like cousins that had a Sega and Sega Genesis, but at my household, I mean, I had strictly Nintendo shit till, basically around I got an Xbox pretty late in the game, and then the 360 came out. But up until then, that's like 13 years of my life.
Yeah,
Nintendo, Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, fucking Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, DS. Nintendo had
Game Boy
me
Advance.
by the balls.
Game Boy Advance was my first real handheld.
Oh,
that classic
good time
indigo
to jump
blue.
In. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I still remember my first ever Pokemon game. My mom bought for me at a garage sale was Pokemon Blue, and I still have the cart. Nice. And Blastoise is almost the stickers completely faded off. Almost. But it's it's still
there.
That's my cart, man. That's my first ever.
I love that.
I like to remember the first time I ever booted up the previous player's save file. He was in the burned out Cinnabar lab.
Ooh.
And he had a Snorlax that knew Surf. And I just remember that because I was fighting one of those guys who had a Growlithe, and then I started over and I picked Squirtle because it's Blue Edition. You have to pick Squirtle.
My first Pokemon game was also Blue, but I got Charmander.
Ah, you shit!
I was 7. What do you want from me?
You went with the cool looking lizard, not the cool looking turtle on the cover.
Charizard has probably been my favorite Pokemon since he came out. I've always loved Charizard, man. There was no way.
And talk about a Pokemon who's gotten a lot of love in the later, half of the series too. Like how many different Mega Evolution? He got 2 Mega Evolutions.
He's got everything.
He got
every time there's a new form, Charizard gets it.
A max. What is it called? Gigamax?
Dynamax? Is it Dynamax?
Dynamaxing. So sorry. Sword and Shield was just missed me.
Was that Sword and Shield?
It was Sword and Shield, I believe they introduced. Everyone's got a new gimmick, and it's a shame
I know.
They don't
it's getting ridiculous. You played
Mega
Scarlet and
Evolutions.
Violet?
So actually,
you haven't.
The last 2 are those are the ones that I did not get to was Sword and Shield and Scarlet Violet are the last 2 and main series Pokemon games.
You should.
I just didn't play them. And I know that there's a whole 2 DLCs to go with Scarlet and Violet now.
Yes.
And it's just and they're both full price,
probably
$60 DLCs. I'm just like,
they might be a little cheaper though. I don't think I spent that much on them.
I think if you have the Switch,
I did like a pass. Yeah,
they probably give you a deal or the pass or something. But actually, this is kind of a good segue into the first topic that I wanted to bring. I've been replaying Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Yes, I really want to jump back into that game too.
So I know we were just discussing your last episode, the Monster Hunter episode, and I've never been a Monster Hunter player myself.
Yeah,
I've watched some Let's Plays and all that stuff. It's a time sink.
Yeah,
and I feel like I don't have the time for them. But I really loved Pokemon Legends when it came out. A couple years ago now.
Yeah.
And
2 or 3.
I was just like, this is so different as far as like a Pokemon game goes. It's a little more open world. It's a little more, combat, is a little more quick, it's a little more intuitive. And
oh, yeah.
Just the catching mechanics. It's just like it all really kind of jived with me, that action adventure style.
Yeah.
It's different from your traditional top-down open world, RPG.
From your traditional Pokemon games up until that
exactly.
Point. Yeah.
So when they announced they were doing a sequel, I was really excited because I'm like, hell yeah, let's get some more of this.
Oh yeah,
because I'm like, I feel like this is. I always call it. It's like the Monster Hunter of the Pokemon series.
Yeah, kind of.
It's in a weird kind of way where it's like you go out and you got to collect the resources.
There's certain locations. There's certain, it's not open world, but it's go to maps that are pretty big.
You're hunting for these different, these alpha variants.
Right.
And these,
there's little monsters along the way that you can fuck with or not.
Exactly.
You're right.
And it's like,
It is.
I kind of get that. It's like this scratches that itch for me.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I've been replaying it
Nice.
because apparently my save data didn't carry over from the cloud, and
Oh,
I'm
to
like,
yours
oh
OLED.
no. Yeah, I bought the OLED, my
Right. Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom edition, because the gold
Yeah.
is just so
I'm looking at
beautiful.
it right now. It's beautiful.
It's a golden
Mm.
beauty of a Switch.
Sam, it was yours that inspired me to spend the money to buy this fucking one that I have. I touched it for like 10
And I'll
minutes.
tell you what, I would have kept my other one, but I ended up having the opportunity to sell it to a coworker of mine.
That's nice.
His daughter, who's like 7 or 8 years old, he's like, hey, we want to get her a Switch. And I'm like, you absolutely need to, because
it's the greatest.
Man, it's the greatest gaming console for a kid right now.
Holy fuck, dude. Yeah,
right
it is.
now,
dude, if I would have had a Switch when I was fucking 8, oh my god.
Yeah. So and it's like, hey, I got, a couple $100 back on it, when I spent what,
Beautiful.
like $350 on it.
Yeah.
And so I threw in some extra games. I'm like, here, here's some,
get her started.
Here's some, a starter pack for you.
Here's some good.
But yeah, so when I couldn't carry over my save file, evidently, from Arceus, which was a shame because I lost my my shiny Alpha Scyther. But that's why we're starting over. We're playing through it now.
Yeah.
And I just love it. And I don't know if we've discussed it on the podcast before previously.
I don't think we have.
I may have brought
not
it up
in detail.
Not in detail, but it's a really good, I think, a departure from traditional Pokemon.
Mm-hmm.
It's a selective Pokedex. It's not the full, 900, 1,000 Pokemon. It couldn't be. How are you supposed to add that many models into a game these days? It's they curated it, and it's like, hey, and it's a little bit of a prequel too. So you think it takes place in this fourth, what was it Unova?
Yep.
Fourth
Diamond and Pearl
generation. Yep. Diamond and Pearl. It takes place in that region. So a lot of the Pokemon you're seeing are, reminiscent of Diamond and Pearl, but you're also seeing locations that it's like, oh, these are the 3 lakes, where the 3 lake Pokemon live. And it's, so you see the lore that kind of goes into the later games. It's like, oh, wait, the Diamond Clan and the Pearl Clan.
You know what I mean?
For what a Pokemon game needs to look like, it's kind of like, again, Breath of the Wild inspired.
Oh, for sure.
I wouldn't say that it's, it's not pushing the limits of the Switch, but it does chug a little bit when you get into some of these big zones.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Pokemon happening at once. So, I think I have really enjoyed it. So it's been really exciting to see. Over this past couple weeks, there was a Pokemon Direct, and they released a lot of information about, oh, hey, here's Pokemon Sleep.
Big old trail. Oh, yeah, I watched the whole thing. I was like...
we were so excited for Pokemon Sleep.
I guess. Yeah. Do you know what I hate about every single Pokemon Day event, dude? Do you know what I hate? They fucking...
Tell me.
They give us a rusty hand job for about most of it. 90% of it. And sometimes... Like this year, we got into trailer for Legends ZA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Last year, it was that same nonsense the whole time. It was just like the title announcement for Pokemon.
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
It meant nothing. So that was a rusty hand job with nothing else to give. But this one's was still a rusty hand job with like a big old trailer.
Well, it's so I was saying it's interesting to see, kind of the prequel element of Arceus, in that, you kind of get to see the world of Diamond Pearl being shaped. And so it looks like they're going to continue that theme in Pokemon Legends ZA, where it looks like it's actually not a prequel, but a continuation.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Of X and Y, which is very cool because, I liked X and Y. I played it, on my DS in college. That was one of my favorites, and I had Y. So,
you vettel.
Yveltal, the bird Pokemon of death, literally is life and death.
Wow, yeah. Yeah. I got X.
But
I never
think
played
it was crazy that game kind of set up the fact that it's like, oh no, there was a war in the Pokemon world.
Yeah.
It's not all just fun and games and we're fighting for badges.
Yeah.
There was a legitimate war, that's countries fighting with Pokemon.
I appreciate that about the games, because the games do get into that kind of shit a little more.
Mm-hmm.
And X and Y, certainly. Yeah. It's pretty
so
sick.
it'll be kind of cool to see, what's the kind of the follow-up to that story.
Well, I was, we're talking about this a little. I think Nas and I touched on this a little in the last episode, but like in Arceus, there's everything has Typhlosion has like a very past samurai-esque sort of look.
Yeah,
like the evolutions
the Hisuian
have
forms.
The Hisuian forms are very
I
don't even know how to describe them. Past.
There's Decidueye,
sure,
who's very much an archer type.
They're
right?
like feudal Japan looking.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are the four forms for this one gonna? You know what I mean? Are they futuristic? Is it really that futuristic yet, though?
I'm so curious to see. Yeah,
X
what are we
Y
gonna do differently with the Unovian forms?
Yeah, because I don't know if you know this about Scarlet and Violet, but they kind of did past and future
past
in those.
Yeah. So I've seen
the robots and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want a robot.
the
alligator,
the primal Jigglypuff.
You know what I mean, though? I hope they come up with cool final forms for their choices.
And I've always appreciated, ever since they started doing even in Sun and Moon, I think that was when they started doing oh look, we've got a Alolan Vulpix. It's the ice type.
I think
of
you're
Vulpix.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And who doesn't love that, right? I mean, it's
fun.
Here's
fun.
Dark Meowth. So it's I think Pokemon Company has kind of realized we can't just keep adding numbers to the roster.
Yeah,
we have to start. It's mixing it up. We're creating variants of some of your old favorites. And giving them a setting in which it makes sense for them to exist.
Yeah.
So I kind of appreciated that. But I think it's also worth talking about the Pokemon MOBA game that they also announced that was happening during the Pokemon Direct.
Yeah, what is that one called again? Remember the name?
Nope.
Me neither.
No, it's League of Legends, but with Pokemon.
Yeah,
and
I didn't really pay attention. You know what I mean? I don't play any of those kind of games, so I'm just
yeah.
I saw it. I was like, that's what I'm saying. That was the beginning of a rusty
good title. They had one good title that they knew we were excited for, and they saved it to the very end. And then there's all this other stuff in between. All these mobile games.
You know what else happened at this Pokemon Direct though too?
Oh, no, I don't.
Don't worry, because it didn't. But every year, I'm telling you, dude, every year for many years, I have people, and I see it online or in person, will tell me I think they're going to be announcing the Switch collection of all of Gens 1 through 3, or all the old Pokemon games.
Right.
And that rumor comes up every fucking year, probably the past 4 years on the Switch. And it never happens. And lo and behold, this year again, people were coming up to me. I was seeing it. Even Nos was like, they might be releasing a collection on the Switch.
Red, blue,
and it
yellow?
Never happens. And it didn't happen again. And I was just like, where does this rumor keep stemming from? That it just keeps coming up? Because
I'm so glad that you brought that up too, Chase, because another point that I wanted to bring up was just gaming rumors.
Sure.
And how they get started, where they come from, and some of the ones that I'm personally most excited about. I think you're right. And especially because when you have the Switch Online Game Boy collection, Game Boy Color collection, it would make perfect sense for them to put in red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, crystal. I mean,
it makes as much sense as having all the Kirby games or all the Mario games.
The last time that these games were available in any sort of, it was on the DS shop. You could buy
them.
Virtualware Red, blue, yellow, gold, silver, all of them. You could just buy them.
At least
but for like
I have
$10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple before
they
the DS
closed
shop went
down.
out of commission.
I got a couple
But
myself.
that's the trouble. It's gone.
Yep.
The DS shop, you can't buy anything from the DS shop anymore. You can mod it. You can get some emulators on there. Nintendo, don't come after me. But why don't they have a place for people to buy these games? And so, we can get into the whole copyright and, I have my own thoughts on game preservation, and I have my own thoughts on, if a game's not available, I think, you should be allowed to use whatever means you have available to obtain it. Yo ho. But anyway, I'm not legally advocating for anything that would get Chase in trouble on his podcast.
But please, Nintendo, don't send anybody after me. Remember we sucked your dick earlier on in this podcast.
I'm just saying, I think it would be cool too.
It's Nintendo's version of Disney putting things in their vault. Like Bambi's out from its vault. You can get it now, but you can't. And it's like, who the fuck does that? And I mean, I think that's why people are holding out that there will be some sort of Switch collection of these fucking games.
But even still, I think now
they're coming.
I think now, even if you pay, what is it, $10 for Disney Plus, you can watch all of those old movies.
Mm-hmm.
They have them.
Mm-hmm.
Why doesn't Nintendo have a library like that? It's
especially when they have the thing to put it in.
It's very specific. The games that they choose,
and they're not putting it in there. But and you know what, Sam? It's just weird too, because the Switch 2's coming out. It's going to be out this year at some point.
Yes.
If they announce a Pokemon coming to the Switch package after the Switch 2 come out, it still feels obsolete because it's still not on the most modern thing. So, like, I don't know if the Switch 2 comes out and then they put a collection out on that, if they ever do it. I just feel like if they want money, why wouldn't they do it? Because you know what, dude? I would buy it.
I think they're in a tricky position right now with the Switch 2 because they've announced it. Everybody already knew it was coming, but now they've officially announced it. So you begin that long, slow process of moving away from the Switch 1. Here are the titles we're still putting out for Switch 1.
Mm-hmm.
But slowly, we're moving away. And that's why they no longer support the Nintendo DS. And that's why they no longer support the Wii or the Wii U shops, because they don't want you to play those anymore. This is the new one. Play the new one. So at the end of the day, it's
for a business.
And I
get
it.
Sense.
And I get it.
And they got us by the balls. You know what I mean?